So, and the thing is, it's like, so when when he found me the permanent position at the other site, I was still in school, still finishing school, and I would basically work there full time, 9 to 5, 8:30 to 5:30, and then I would go to school from 6 to 9. And he would even give me one day where I would take a longer lunch break and go to one of the classes and come back to work. Like he was so accommodating with me. Like it was just crazy. Like to have someone that was a boss that was that accommodating. And what I would do is, because the receptionist, all I had to do was answer the phone and greet clients when they came in. I would do all my assignments while I was there, so that when I got off work, I could just chill and hang, and I didn't have to worry about doing my homework after. So it was like the best job ever. And the thing is, that just shows you, like at 21, I had manifested my reality of what I wanted. I just said what I wanted, I thought about what I wanted, and then the universe aligned me with action on where to go to that employment agency. I could have said, no, I'm not going to this employment agency, whatever, I'll just hand out my resume, what I'm used to doing. But I'm like, no, I listen to my intuition. The tools are within us. So that's why it's like this bigger picture is that how we manifest our reality is by listening to our intuition. And I've always said I've had a strong intuition and imagination and empathy from when I was young, and humor. Like those are the skills. Like I've always been a joker. I've always been the class clown. So those tools have been in my energy field from young, that as I got older, I didn't even realize I was manifesting, but I was manifesting because of the fact that I was already on that, I was already in that energetic field, right? I wasn't, everyone always say, why don't you let things get to you? Why don't you get annoyed? I'm like, why? Like, just move on. Like, like, just go with the next thing that you can do. Find your next happiness. I was always chasing like fun, like what's gonna make me fun and grow. So whether it's playing a sport that's fun and growing. So yeah, like we don't realize that like our character of who we build from a young age, and like obviously people can break that down and change us, but if we stay that character and don't let the world bring us down, like I think kids were the hardest thing, because that's when I came in autopilot, and that's when it's like someone else's life is my responsibility, and that fear mode kicked in. Whereas before I was like fearless, I wasn't worried about anything. I wasn't worried about when I went out, what would happen, being out late, nothing. I was like, nope, cool, I'll be okay, I'm protected by the creator. But when I have kids and it's their well-being, I'm always constantly on edge, because I'm worried about them being sick, I'm worried about them falling, I'm worried about them ending up in danger, right? And you become on autopilot because you got to cook for them, you got to spend time with them, you got to make sure they have fun, like you got to do all these things to cater to them, to give them the best life possible, give them a better life than what you had yourself, break the cycles, break the feedback loop of what you experienced in your childhood. So it's like you're doing all these things, and then right now I'm recording this message because he fell asleep beside me. And sometimes I'll have like an hour to watch a video, or when they fall asleep, I'll watch videos, but I'm exhausted at that point, but I'll still try. It's usually in the daytime that I try to get something in, when my brain is like alert, because in the nighttime, making notes and everything, when I'm already used up all my fuel, I won't retain the information. I like to retain the information in the morning when I'm having breakfast, having a cup of tea, then I'll be making notes on my phone while I'm eating. So it's like one of those things that's what's giving me an autopilot, and that's what gives me that state where it's like I'll allow my external stimuli to affect my mood because of the pressure that I'm under, right? There's a lot of pressure and a lot of weight on my shoulders that I'm like, oh my God, like this is a big responsibility, but I'm gonna keep doing it while trying to do my creative outlet and creative pursuits. So it's like give to them throughout the day, but still find time throughout the day where you can work on your creative pursuits, because that's when you tap into your imagination, your humor, your empathy, your the other things that he lists, intuition. Like that's when you tap into those things. So yeah, like it's so crazy. Like that's why I say it's so simple, but we gotta spend time understanding the why. So this information and what he says, I want to hear what he says. Like, how do we break through the construct? But I'm pretty sure that's all it is, right? Like using your imagination, using your intuition, relying on those things is how you break through the construct of the negative feedback loop, because you're not reacting to your external stimuli. So yeah, it's like something that I'm really, really of, because like I feel defeated at times. And it's like recently, because I've been feeling more defeated, like more lost, more questioning my fate, and I don't want to be like that. I want to be consistent with, I believe wholeheartedly, just because things haven't manifest yet, everything has timing. Everything has a time and place, and I have to trust that. You're okay. You're good. Like, be grateful for what you have right now. Things will get better. You won't be alone in your bubble forever. Just keep taking aligned action to meet up with the connections that the creator does align with you with. Taking aligned actions that that the creative things that the creator is asking you to do, because that's what gets your energetic field to manifest things easily. Like, there's so many examples I can give you of manifestations just coming in, and I've even told you about my area, renovating the area and everything, just from a passing thought. But it's like, I'm not saying I'm Jesus, but like Jesus, for example, he could heal the sick, heal the blind, all this stuff. And that became by him just touching someone and saying a prayer or something over them. And why? Because he understood this on such a deep level. He understood that he didn't act in fear. He didn't allow things to bother him. He accepted his reality, and he didn't give in to negative programming and all these things. So for him, he reached that level where he could just heal people because he understood things. He understood the laws of the universe. He understood it because he was taught it, and then he implemented it. Just because we're taught something, we have to implement it after. And he implemented it, and that's where he had those powers to do something. Whereas, like, a lot of people, even prophets and all that stuff, weren't able to do that because of the fact that, one reason, because he had the DNA of the higher beings, maybe, right? Bloodline that had advanced consciousness, and also because he understood the laws. But I think that we all have advanced consciousness running through our DNA. It's because we're all part of the oversoul. So when we say advanced consciousness, we're all part of the oversoul. We all have that ability to reach that. It's just whether we choose to tap into it or not, choose to tap into our powers, right? When they say your powers exist within you by you acting on intuition, imagination, empathy. Being a better person is by you acting on those things, because then you treat people. My golden rule, my golden life thing that I've always lived by when I was a kid: treat people how you want to be treated, right? I'm not saying I don't fall short of it sometimes, of course, but I always try to get back to that principle. Like, if I'm acting like this, would I want someone else to act like this towards me? If I'm putting my guard up and being unkind, would I want someone else to be unkind to me? If, like, I'm just trying to react from those places that, okay, that's why it's so important to work on emotional intelligence, so that you're not reactive to the stimuli around you, because that's not how you manifest in what you want and get what you want in your energetic field. Because it's literally, it's the thought, that's another thing I'd say. The reason why that thought was able to come, like with the job or money or whatever came into my reality, is because I raised my frequency through acting on the tools that I already had, imagination and all the things I said. So because I was doing that for so long and my frequency was at that level, when I have a thought, it doesn't necessarily have to be feeling behind it. It's because they always say, oh, it's not just about thought, it's about the feeling. But no, the feeling is that your genuine energy is. So my energy is generally positive and optimistic and whatever. So when I'm in that state of positive and optimistic, even if I don't feel like that job, it can come in, like even if I'm not like sure if I'm going to get that job, just by me saying it, because I have an optimistic mind that it could come true, then my energy feels like, all right, we're going to bring that in, because she's vibrating at that frequency, if that makes sense. So it's like whatever you're vibrating at, yeah, it can come in. So you don't have to feel your words when you're saying them. You can just say something and say it will come into fruition, because of the fact that you're already at that vibration. You're already at a higher frequency. You're already at a positive state. So whatever you say will come into frequency. You don't have to feel it like, I want this to be true. This needs to be true. No, you don't have to feel it like that. Just be like, yep, this is going to come true. That's it. So again, what he said was like, when we use those tools, that's how we have the co-creator relationship, right? We co-create with the universe because the universe is just an observer. This is what he says about it. He said, in order to create our reality, we need to understand how the construct receives its communication for us, right? This is what the whole point is of this video. It's like, how does the construct receive its communication from us? The construct is the observer, it is a watcher. It is always observing and recording every single thing we do. It does not at all respond to words. That's what he says